Hello, everybody, and welcome to Paul Gardens. Today we're going over our day 11 results of our seed starting mix experiment. Today we're going to be going over how the plants look, as well as our germination rates so far, and water retention. A lot of our data is going to be based off both of our tomato and pepper starts, as well as our herb starts, but a lot of our visual observations are going to be coming mainly off our tomato starts because they're the biggest and showing the greatest difference in between the different starting mixes. At this point, we're starting to see definite visual differences between the seed starting mixes. Back here, you have the two espomas. You can see a lot of the tomato plants, true leaves are coming in. They're much larger than something compared to like the black gold. These ones, if you can see, are a little bit shorter. And definitely the leaves are not as developed. With the espoma, we have a little bit of like a green algae moss growing on top. We've been letting the tops dry out between waterings in a hope to kind of deter that. With some of the other seed starting mixes, over here we have the Jiffy, similar to the black gold, but a little bit more developed, a little bit taller of a seedling. The leaves are a little broader. And in the back here we have Miracle Grow towards the corner, a little bit more developed. True leaves definitely coming in, not the strongest, but also not the weakest looking right now. Here we have one of our Pro mixes. Next to the espoma, a little bit smaller, but these are probably definitely the two that are doing the best so far in this experiment as growth-wise and just visually. Their true leaves are definitely coming in and developing really well. This Pro mix towards the edge has the leaves coming in a little bit on the smaller side, but definitely doing better than, say, the black gold over here. So at least visually and at least growth wise, definitely the espoma and the Pro mix definitely ahead in that category compared to the other seed starting mixes. We are going to thin some of these tomato plants coming up, most likely in the next couple of days. We have definitive winners as far as growth goes in some of these cells, and at this point is when I do like to thin these tomatoes. I am going to be trying to do it. I was going to try and do them all at the same time, but there are some seed starting mixes that just don't have the growth I need where I'm comfortable trimming the weaker of the two. Okay, let's take a look at some of the data we've collected so far with this experiment. First up, germination rates. Our highest germination rate so far has been the black gold with 55 seeds germinated. Coming in behind that was the Miracle Grow with 49 seeds germinated. Then the Espoma and Hoffman with 48 seeds germinated. And then the Pro Mix with 46 and the Jiffy with 44. Now we still have some seeds germinating. We are going to see more pepper seeds as well as more rosemary seeds over the next few days, so these numbers can change quite a bit. An interesting point is that our black gold, which is our highest germination rate, is some of our smallest plants, and Pro Mix, which is one of our lowest germination rates, has some of our biggest plants. Next, let's take a look at water retention. Water retention we've been measuring with the amount of its weight it has retained since the last watering. So in this most recent watering batch, the Miracle Grow came in last place again with only 47% of its weight being retained. Next up, we had the Black Gold with only 51% of its weight being retained. Then we had the Jiffy and Espoma with 53% of their weight being retained. Hoffman at 54%, and then Pro Mix coming in first with the 55%. With each of our waterings, the order at which these seed starting mixes has come in has been almost identical each time, with only one instance of the Jiffy and the Espoma switching places. So what does this all mean? At the end of the day, germination rate is not everything. When I'm looking for a seed starting mix, I'm looking for something to start off my seed the best it can at the beginning of its life. I'm looking for a stocky plant, something that's going to develop true leaves quickly. Here we have the black gold, and you can see they're a smaller plant. True leaves are just starting to develop. But if you take a look at something like, say, the Pro Mix, you have a larger plant already, true leaves already being well developed, and an overall better looking plant. Now, all of these seed starting mixes will start your seeds. Even something like a Jiffy, which is readily available at your local big box store, is producing pretty good seedlings after 11 days. If you're looking to min-max your seed starting process, going with something like a Pro Mix or a Espoma is going to give you a better seedling after 11 days. What this means for your plant down the road is still to be seen, and I'm very excited to see those results. All of this data, as well as update pictures for all of the seed starting mixes, have been uploaded to the Google Drive. I'll put a link for that down in the description so you can check it out at any time. Any further updates and any updates in the data will be automatically uploaded to the Google Drive. Thank you for joining me today at Paul Gardens. Be sure to subscribe for more great gardening content and to follow this experiment as well as many more experience in this coming year.